Jalen Brunson seems to break out of his slump in the loss to the Indiana Pacers. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel once again. Listen, man, that was a rough loss. Rough loss. It could have been easily a win, but the Indiana Pacers they went crazy in the fourth quarter. They went crazy in the fourth quarter with their threes. Before I give you my negative thoughts on the game, let's talk about the positive. And the biggest positive that I think anybody can point to is Jalen Brunson breaking out of his slump. The guy finished with 33 points. He finished 11 of 17 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point line, 10 of 12 from free throws, ended the game with 6 rebounds and 10 assists. So this is definitely a good sign for Jalen Brunson. We definitely want him, and we definitely need him to play better as the season prolongs, because Jalen Brunson, kind of his MO is he starts slow when the season starts. Right now, this is their 9th game, I believe. So it's only been, 2 weeks for the season, a week and a half. So I'm not too worried about it, but this is definitely a positive sign. Other than Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns had another stellar game, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 11 of 19 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point line, 6 of 8 from his free throws. Karl-Anthony Towns, like I said, another stellar game. OG Anunoby had a really good game, 25 points, 9 of 14, 3 of 4 from three-point line, converting all of his 4 free throws. Josh Hart added 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 of 12 from the field. Again, Josh Hart, I'm going to keep saying this in every video and in every game that he just comes up big. He might be one of the best rebounding guards I've ever seen. Mikal Bridges, 8 points, 4 of 11 from the field. He hit none of his 6 3-point shots. He ended the game with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. I want to stick with the positives because Mikal Bridges is going to be something I talk about when I talk about the negatives from this game. Am I upset that we lost? Of course. I want the Knicks to win every game, but is it realistic? No. But like I keep saying, man, I think our expectations, I think we need to bring it back to reality. Without Mitchell Robinson and Cat having so much responsibility on his shoulders on the defensive end, on the offensive end, it's kind of hard to expect the Knicks to be able to play a great game every single night. And then now talking about the negatives, there's a few of them. The one that really pops out to me is the amount of minutes that the starting 5 is playing. Josh Hart played 43, Brunson played 41, Cat played 39, OG Anunoby played 36, Mikal Bridges played 42. The only other players off the bench that played, does Tyler Kolek even count? He played 2 minutes. It was really Deuce McBride by himself. Jericho Sims played 9 minutes, but Deuce McBride played 29 minutes. Didn't really have a good game. 7 points, 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 5 from three-point line. Finished with 1 rebound and 1 assist. So we're relying on our starting 5 so much. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what people say about Coach Thibs. He runs his players into the ground. He's playing his players in February 4th, where it's like the dog days of the NBA season. He's playing them 45 minutes. We're in November, and look at the minutes that I just spilled out to you guys for the starting 5. So that's one thing that I took away. The second thing I kind of already mentioned is how we're depending on our starting 5, and we have no productivity coming off the bench. Deuce is the only one that we can kind of rely on right now. Tyler Kolek is a rookie. I'm not really surprised that Tyler Kolek is playing. The only reason why he's playing is because Cam Payne has a hamstring injury, so Coach Thibs is just playing him. Coach Thibs is notorious for not liking rookies and not giving them minutes. So Tyler Kolek, that's the only reason why he's getting some minutes. But between Kolek, Deuce, and Jericho Sims right now, Precious is out, Cam Payne is out. Deuce is the only one that I trust. And if we're not going to get any productivity from Deuce off the bench, then Coach Thibs has to do what he did today. He has to play all of his starters 40 minutes or more. And just for the long haul, man, that just doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. Another thing I kind of touched upon earlier in the video, Mikal Bridges. This is interesting because Mikal Bridges has had good games so far this season. His shot is fine. The hitch is not there anymore, so that's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is how he looks within the offense. I'm worried that, and on top of that, for what we gave up for Mikal Bridges, 5 first-rounders, Bogdanovich, we gave up a lot for him, and for Coach Thibs not really implementing him in the offense. There are a lot of times where I'm seeing and I'm observing Mikal Bridges just being like off to the side. And Mikal Bridges needs to be an essential part of the offense. Again, I'm not worried about the shot. The shot is fine. Tonight, he didn't really have it, but it wasn't because of like a hitch in his shot. I just don't know if Mikal Bridges within this offense is finding enough of a rhythm. And like I just said, I don't like seeing Mikal Bridges just being put off to the corner or being put off to the side while Brunson and Cat do a 1-2 pick and roll while Josh Hart is crashing the boards. Like, Mikal Bridges, I don't know, man. That's just something I'm going to be keeping my eye on as the season prolongs. I want to see Mikal Bridges being implemented into the system a lot more. So hopefully Coach Thibs figures that out. Would have been nice to get a little revenge on the Indiana Pacers for the playoffs last year. I mean, we already beat them at the Garden once, and Tyrese Halliburton definitely bounced back from that game. That game, I think he ended with no points. He was 0 of 7 from the field, 0 of 8 from three-point line. Like, that was one of his worst games of his career. But he bounced back tonight, so you got to give him respect. Halliburton ended with 35 points. He ended the game with 2 rebounds and 14 assists. 11 of 18 from the field, 4 of 10 from three-point line, converting 9 of his 11 free throws. Benedict Mathurin ended the game with 38 points, ended the game with 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Miles Turner, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Like, they have a nice core. Cat defending Miles Turner. What I saw is Cat has a hard time not even getting over screens. Cat has a hard time with other bigs that are able to spread the floor. Now, besides Cat, Embiid, and Jokic, Miles Turner, like he proved tonight, he's able to hit the three. But I'm interested to see, because I'm thinking about other Eastern Conference teams that has a big that could stretch the floor. Brook Lopez could definitely hit the three. Miles Turner we're talking about right now. I'm trying to think of another team. Philly with Joel Embiid, but we don't know if he's going to be healthy. I'm just bringing all this up, and I'm kind of having like a stream of consciousness right now because tonight I just saw Cat really struggle against the pick and pop with Miles Turner. So what's that going to look like in the playoffs if we go against a Milwaukee, if we go against an Indiana, if we go against a Philly? That might be something that the other team is going to take advantage of. And now that I'm talking about teams, what they're taking advantage of, what just popped up in my mind is Deuce. Like, as much as I like Deuce, he's a bit of a defensive liability. Time and time again, whenever Deuce was in the game, I saw Siakam post him up. I saw Halliburton just throw the ball into the post or wherever Deuce was guarding Siakam or Benedict Mathurin. Like, Deuce, we do need his offensive productivity off the bench 100%, but we also, Thibs might need to find a way to hide him a little bit. I'm not saying that he's a bad defender. It's just he's at a disadvantage with his height and his weight. The players that he's going to be guarding are always going to be tall. More times than not are going to be taller than him, are going to be heavier than him. So the opposing player is going to have an advantage. So that's something else I'm keeping an eye on. But as far as the Indiana Pacers, man, they're going to be they're having an interesting season right now because they're flooded with injuries. They're 500, 5-5 after the win tonight. I think depending on if any of their injured players come back. I know James Wiseman went out with a Achilles tendon injury. Frank Jackson, I believe his name, he also had an Achilles tendon injury. I think they might be out for the rest of the season. But they have other players that are injured that might be coming back. It's just going to be interesting to see where the Indiana Pacers lie by the end of the season. But the Knicks, man, listen, like I said in the beginning of the video, it was a tough loss. We could have easily won this, and now we're 4-5. But this is what we should be expecting moving forward. We should just be expecting and hoping to stay around 500, or by the time the All-Star break comes, be a little bit better than 500. So there are going to be games where offensively, cohesively, we're going to look amazing. Offensively and defensively. And then there are going to be nights where we look good on offense, but we're just absolutely trash on defense. Tonight, we couldn't guard the three-point line to save our lives. So it's gonna be an up and down season. Hopefully, when we get our guys back, Precious, Cam, everybody, Mitch, obviously, hopefully we're gonna be able to put it together. But I don't want you guys to panic. I don't want you guys to go crazy. This was a tough loss. We could have got this W, but now we move forward. And I believe Tuesday, the first game in the NBA Cup tournament, where we're going to be at Philly, or Philly's going to be in the Garden, and I think Joel Embiid is going to make his season debut. Of course, it's going to be against us. So Joel Embiid, we're going to see how he looks like, to see if he looks remotely healthy, then he's going to be a problem. He's always a nightmare. But Tuesday, we got the Philadelphia 76ers, Chicago, we got on Wednesday. I think there should be 2 wins, and we should definitely be a little desperate, because we can't rely on win 1, lose 1. Just win as many games as we can, and we'll see what happens. But guys, that's it for today's video. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the Knicks' effort tonight against the Indiana Pacers. Do you guys agree with me about Deuce's defensive liability? Do you guys agree with me with the minutes that Coach Thibs is playing the players? Do you guys agree with the productivity coming off the bench? Do you guys agree with the whole Mikal Bridges implementing into the offense? Leave it in the comments and let me know. But until next time, you know the drill, you know the vibes. Jalen Brunson for all the MVPs. The Deuce is loose. Deuce for co-MVP. Mikal Bridges for Defensive Player of the Year. Taj Gibson, even though you are not a Knickerbocker anymore, it's always Taj Gibson for president. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Peace.